video, you need to render it so that you can share it with others. Otherwise, the file will be too big and it's not in a format for easy distribution in the Photoshop file. You need to bring up our timeline. Remember, if you go to the window menu and select timeline, it'll become available. And we can easily access a render option here at the top right, render video. We need to first of all name our file so we don't save over the top of any files. Then we select our folder where we'd like to render to. Recommend rendering onto your hard drive rather than an external drive or the desktop to ensure if it's a large file that you have enough memory. Here we have the Adobe Media Encoder and we select this for rendering a video sequence. The first area we have to select is the format. The format choice is usually H.264 due to its compatibility, and it is the most common format in industry for the recording, compression and distribution of video content. It's also called AVC, Advanced Video Coding, or MPEG-4 Part 10. It is based on block orientation, motion compensated coding. It supports resolutions up to and including 8K. DPX, Digital Picture Exchange, is a common format for digital intermediate and visual effects work. It is a chosen format for still frames storage in most digital intermediate post-production facilities. QuickTime format, or QTFF, is used natively by the QuickTime framework. It is particularly suited for the editing and the separation of media data. The next thing we can choose from is the frame rate. Here mine is set at 30 frames per second, and it's best to stay consistent with what you recorded your document at, unless you deliberately want to distort. You can change the frame rate here to speed up or slow down the clip for export if you wish. The frame rate can also be changed in the camera and the editing program. Here we set field order to progressive. It's important to keep the field order consistent if you don't want a mismatch or glitch in your video. The field order divides the video into two fields, odd or even lines. Today it's usually set to progressive if you're exporting for PC, web or YouTube. If you have interlaced video from an analog or HD TV, you would select either upper or lower to determine which lines are drawn first. You have presets available to you as well. High quality. There's different formats depending on what device you wish to go to. It's appropriate to downsize for a phone or a smaller device where you don't need all that extra quality. The document size will be set by what you created in the first place or what you recorded on in your video camera. You can change the document size to preset standards here, HD TV, and for the recording I've done. The aspect ratio will also change the proportions of your video. You would select the document, but you can see you could actually export it into a square or other format. Usually you'll just record all frames unless you want a particular area of the video, and you've got options for quality if you have 3D content within the video. Once you've put all your settings in, then you can hit render. It might take a little bit of time to render the file out for you. The resolution of your file, this is determined by what you record on. So here are some common formats. Currently we're still using 1080 progressive, but 4K is quite common now. Even 5K and up to 8K video can be recorded. If you've got an animation of images, then rather than the Adobe Media Encoder, you'll select Photoshop Image Sequence. You can choose the format of your images. I'm going to choose JPEG to keep the file size down, and you can also choose your document size, and you've got your pixel dimensions here. Once again, you can change frame rate and then hit render to complete.